Imagination connoisseurs, it is I, the notorious RMB here, coming to you live from Wen-Con in Wenatchee, Washington. I'm here with Robservations viewer Brad Brickley and Jedi Knight Greg Smith. And here we are live, and look what we've got with us, everybody. Check this out. First of all the way from Anacortes. Now, how long did it take you to get here?
It took me a whole endgame.
All endgame. I love that. First gentleman I've met who watches my show live at a convention. So thank you for coming all the way down here. I'm going to get your story later.
Okay.
And then, of course, Greg here. If you've seen the first episode of Robservations, look what we have. Greg's land speeder that he built. And if you've seen the first episode of Robservations, Greg, welcome. I don't know why I'm welcoming you. It's not my convention. But tell the folks at home, how did you get this here?
It comes apart. We rented a high-top cargo van, and I packed that in, plus Priscilla, and drove here. And a friend of yours from your childhood actually invited us to come to this after he saw the first episode of your show.
See, Robservations is responsible for getting this land speeder all the way to Wenatchee. That's pretty good for one of these after going through the jungle and wastes of Tatooine, coming to Wenatchee, just like that. So, how long did it take you to get here?
That was a 3.5-hour drive that turned into a 4-hour drive because we missed a turn.
Now, this whole thing comes apart?
Yeah.
I didn't know it all came apart.
Yeah, it comes apart into 3 sections. There's the rear engine section, there's the cockpit, and then the nose. And the engines come off, the seats come out. It all packs up pretty compactly, and they're light enough that 1 or 2 people can handle each part. The engines are foam, so they're very light.
Which is great. Now you gotta show us. If any of you are Patreon subscribers, you've seen that I've been dropping videos of the creation of an Imperial probe droid that Greg made, and the concluding video I haven't put up yet because it was short. So I'm gonna make a longer one. But now, live, we can take you over there. You got to come see this display. So why don't we all go over here, gentlemen? Check this out. Just walk. Yeah. You get out of everyone's way. But look at this. Look who's here. It's star-studded. There's Chewbacca. Now, come on, we'll go see this. Okay, so.
My friend Rob also, and he was in charge of the Emerald City room where we did the Star Wars experience for Children's Hospital.
I've also been part of the build crew for a lot of them.
So, yeah, talk louder.
Talk louder, okay.
So explain what we've got here, Greg. Here.
So this is our full-scale Imperial probe droid. We named her Priscilla, Queen of the Glacier, and that was largely personal project that I did this year for Emerald City, and now we're taking it to other conventions, and it's a full-scale reproduction of the screen-used Glacier site film prop.
Somebody said they just heard a Cylon, but that's not a Cylon, that's
Priscilla's scanning noise, so it's got...
Here, go get closer.
Okay.
You own the thing.
How can you, aren't you going to arrest him? No? Okay.
You're not going to arrest me.
Okay, so we're here yeah.
So you can hear that noise, and that's part of the program that a friend made to make this seem more alive. It also moves those antennas up and down before and after the transmission. There they go.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, man.
It'll do it again. And this eye glows with slight pulsing light. You can see it.
Now all this detail. I love the snow.
Is this how big they were in the movie?
Yeah.
So it's 1-to-1 scale. Now, what do you think of this?
Pretty awesome.
So, during Emerald City Comic-Con, we actually had...
Hang on. Start again.
During Emerald City Comic-Con, we actually had one of the artists from Industrial Light and Magic come through the booth. And she was looking at these 2 props, and she said the dimensions are almost exactly accurate. She couldn't understand how we did it. And she said that the paint jobs are better than the originals.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty high praise.
Yeah.
So
Pretty high praise.
So, you know, it's funny. I did a video with Greg. Now, how did you get into? Are you in the part of the 501st Rebel Legion? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the guy that's in charge of the Emerald City Comic Con, the entire room, all the builds, everything.
Wow. So, how did you? I got Greg's story, but how did you come to this? Was it something you kept all your life? Because I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan, but how did you get into building and overseeing all that?
So building actually for me came from Star Trek.
That's what I like to hear.
I was part of a Star Trek build crew, and we did. I started out with prosthetic makeup. I did a Klingon, and then we built an entire full-scale bridge mock-up of the Star Trek bridge. And then from there, I actually started interacting with the 501st back in 1998, 99, when they were first starting out. And then I got into the actual 501st proper in the early 2000s and became a prop master. I just always wanted the props, so I started building things. And I built an 8-foot tall TIE fighter. I've built like 14 different costumes. I built several different Death Star sets, prop sets.
Right.
And I do a lot of the molding and casting, such as we did for Wanda's face.
So, did you work? Is Wanda the name of the Tauntaun?
Wanda's the name of the Tauntaun, yeah.
So you got Priscilla and Wanda here hanging out.
Correct.
How long did the Tauntaun build take?
That was a full year.
Wow.
So we started planning literally the day after Emerald City Comic Con last year. We started welding up her skeleton like the month later.
Wow.
And then we put on top of the skeleton, we put chicken wire to give her a basic shape. And then we put upholstery foam to give her kind of a muscle structure.
Right.
And then we used great stuff, expanding foam, and then we started carving that down.
The face is great. I mean, the face and the eyes. How long did that take to sculpt?
Well, actually, that was sculpted. I can't remember the artist's name. I'm sorry. But that was sculpted digitally by an artist, I think in California.
Wow.
And we 3D printed it. And then we made a mold of that 3D print. And then we cast what you see here.
I just want you to know, you're on my YouTube channel live internationally. There's people in Sarajevo on this chat. There's people, so that's incredible. Now, when you start something like this, do you ever get frustrated, like 6 months in, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore?
About 400 times, yes, absolutely.
What keeps you going?
This, like this, right here, right now, to be able to bring it out in front of everybody. And then one of the big things we do with the 501st is we use opportunities like this to raise money for different charities. Today it's Shriners Hospitals that we're collecting for.
Oh wow!
And we're able to help children and charities all over. So
right.
That's what does it.
So, as a Star Trek fan, what have you ever built Star Trek besides? I mean, you built a whole bridge.
Yeah, that's a small thing.
Do you have a favorite? Because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Do you have a Star Trek prop that's your favorite, like a Type 2 phaser or?
No, I have an original series Type 2 phaser.
Yeah.
And it comes apart into the two pieces.
Yeah.
The smaller one and the larger one. That's my favorite.
I have the Master Replicas version of that, and
nice.
I had to. It's my favorite.
I don't have it anymore, but I actually had two separate Next Generation costumes at one point in time. Unfortunately, my house burned down. I lost them and never replaced them.
You couldn't just beam out?
No.
That's a bummer. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make light of your house burning down.
Oh, that was 25 years ago.
So it's okay now.
Over it.
Do you have now, as far as Next Generation goes, do you have a favorite Next Generation costume?
I'm very much engineering. I like the mustard yellow.
All right.
But so it's the second season costume where they went to the split.
Right. Okay. And then what about the scant? You know, the guys who wearing what's up with that?
That's guys who wear this. I haven't seen guys wearing.
Yeah, in the first in Encounter in Farpoint, you see one guy. There's a guy wearing a scant. Yes.
That is not something I knew.
Yes.
But I've never.
See, they say Discovery is the first progressive Star Trek. I think they're wrong.
No, I've never been a huge fan of the scant. Actually.
No, I was just kidding.
Brianna, I didn't think looked all that great.
No, she didn't.
No.
Although there was a couple of shots when she's in that blue, her little blue number.
Nurse Chapel looked good in it.
Yes, she looked pretty good in everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why Gene married her.
Yes.
Well, this is just amazing. Can I get into and show the I want to just get close up. You scare me, so I want to just show that is just amazing. So that was digitally scanned.
Digitally sculpted.
How does it's like 3D sculpt? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a 3D model.
A 3D model. Wow.
And she will talk to you eventually.
She'll.
And when she decides to, she'll talk to you.
Ah. Wow, that is just even the eye. That's incredible. That's really
if you look
great.
at her other eye, she's got a little bit of conjunctivitis there.
Yeah.
You see a little bit of.
She's got a wampa scar.
Oh yeah. She well, that's how she broke her horn. She got into a fight with a wampa. She won.
Does her belly open up?
Not on purpose.
That's fantastic. Wow. And then of course there's R2 here. This is amazing. So and apparently you guys get along too, so that's pretty good.
This is actually the R2 builder.
Oh my! Well then tell us about this. This is an amazing R2.
Yeah, well, in addition to the 501st, I'm also part of the R2 Northwest R2 Builders Club.
Now I was asking Greg about this. How long did this take to build?
Well, they say the club average is about 2.5 years. I was trying to prepare for a Star Wars Celebration event in 2015, so I was working day and night. I got it done in 15 months.
Wow! I mean, this is
There's
just
R2.
incredible.
Want to take a picture with R2?
Here, go ahead. I don't mean to.
Can we not make it make sounds? Because he'll freak out.
He's on random. He should be all right.
Oh, he's on random. You want to go stand by R2?
Incredible. So 15 months?
Yeah, basically I'd work day and night after work, get him done.
So how do you feel about, in the J.J. Abrams movies, that R2's been done wrong? The hero of 6 films gets put a tarp on him in Force Awakens, and where was he in the Rise of Skywalker trailer?
I don't know. I'm just glad that he was in some of them. That's nice. It's actually builders from our group whose droids are in those movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the UK builders group is a guy named Lee. His droids are the ones that are in the movie. He actually parlayed that into a career with Lucasfilms.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that
So-
now, what do you use? Where do you get? Is that stainless steel on the top?
Yeah, he's actually, this version is all aluminum, CNC parts.
All aluminum, all
Yeah,
CNC
he has a few
parts.
3D printed parts, like his holographic eye and these arms are 3D printed, but as far as the rest of him, yeah, he's 100% aluminum, very heavy.
By the way, I'm
280
broadcasting
pounds.
this live to the world. I got people from literally international audience.
Yeah, 280 pounds, maybe a little more.
That's amazing. 280 pounds.
Yeah, he's got
Wow.
He's got like heavy-duty scooter motors.
Amazing. So
in the bottom, runs on 2 40,000 milliamp LiPo batteries. He's a powerhouse.
wow.
She was a little hippie.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, even the wires down there.
Heavy. Fire him up.
Uh-oh.
She's my daughter's running it.
Oh, hang on. So wait, you're running R2. How do you run R2? So you got those controllers.
Yes, so this one controls our head and our vocal functions, so I can make him beep or do different noises.
Are those custom built
Yeah.
controllers?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of us are working off.
Hang on, wait.
A lot of us are working off of an Arduino platform, so pretty much anything you can program in Arduino, you can tell these things to do. That's essentially what she has there: a PlayStation or Xbox style controller split into 2.
Wow. Now, when your dad asked you to start controlling R2, did you put your heart and soul into it?
No.
Come on.
But it is fun.
It is fun. Do you have a favorite Star Wars character? First of all, how old are you?
14.
You're 14, so you're 9th grade?
8.
8th grade. So what's it like having a dad who's a total Star Wars nerd? Because I'm a total nerd too, but
It's really fun. I go to events like this a lot, and I enjoy it.
now, are you like passionate about something like Star Wars, or do you have another, like, you know?
I mean, not really.
But that's good that your dad's roped you into it. So when you had kids as a dad, because I get a lot of letters from dads and stuff, How do you break your daughter into your nerddom?
We just bring her to stuff like this when she was little, and you know, I told her I'd make her. I would make all her own costumes. I made her a costume. She'll be wearing it later.
What'd you make her?
She's a Rebel Fleet trooper from the original movie, New Hope.
Wow, do you have the hat?
Yeah.
Wait, you're a rebel. You like, but you pretty much die. Oh, what's it like? Do you die well? So how long did that take to make?
It's pretty easy. That's one of the easier costumes that they put together for the movie. It's a lot of repurposed stuff. Like they use the blue shirt is we use it from the Navy surplus stores. You get
Right.
a couple of those, and you basically use one for the shirt and you sew one to make the bib over the front. You modify a black jacket, add pockets. It's actually fairly easy costume.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so, when you put this on, do you ever wear it like to school?
I think I have a couple times.
Really? Like for Halloween or just for fun?
She got lucky though. We let her take this too.
You let her take R2 to school?
Yeah, for a Halloween party.
Really?
Yeah.
Like alone? You didn't have to supervise her?
No, I was there. But they do a parade through all the classrooms, and needless to say, she was a hit.
Wow, Greg Smith is talking on my chat. Right. Greg, this is so weird. This is the first live Robs. Can you believe this?
I should watch a live Robservation while being live on Robservation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you should. It's incredible.
That's what I just did. I said, hey,
Rob, I want to introduce you to my friend.
Yeah, he came. He saw us earlier. That's why he brought you. So yes, introduce yourself and explain. Now, what I was talking about earlier was I love your color choices. And I was asking him questions like, would this be 501st? Is this screen accurate?
Rebel Legion, yeah.
Rebel Legion.
I'm wearing black, but I'm still a good guy.
Yeah, now, I
Black.
love this.
Black is an approvable color for a Jedi. Kyla, or not Kyla, but Luke and Anakin both wore black when they were Jedis.
Now,
You
this
don't
is a
teach 'em that.
bold choice. Bold choice.
Yeah.
So this looks great. This is fantastic. So what made you decide to go with the blue and the black?
I love the colors, and most of the Jedi are brown and beige, and simply I want to do something a little bit different. I actually haven't submitted this for approval yet. I'm going to do that today, but hopefully it'll go just fine.
So are you, I guess if we were playing a role-playing game, are you like, what is it, ultimate good? Or are you conflicted? Are you
Say
torn?
chaotic good, right?
Chaotic good. Are you
Yeah.
chaotic good?
Probably. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, somebody asks where they can find you on social media.
Guy Evans on Facebook.
Guy Evans on
You'll
Facebook.
see the picture of me wearing this, as a matter of fact. But this is all hand sewn. And I had a friend who actually made the patterns and helped me. So this is my first sewing project. To be fair, I probably sewed 20% of it, but I absolutely love it.
But it looks great.
Thank you.
And the boots, I mean everything. What kind of boots are those?
They're just English riding boots.
Wow. Are those expensive?
These actually were from Amazon.
Well, oh, there you go. Now what about your saber?
The Saber's actually a modified Ultra Sabers. I have a little bit more work to do to customize it. I need to weather it. But yeah.
You know who's really good at weathering? This guy. This guy's really good at weathering.
Yeah, I don't want to live in
He's
the
pretty
desert.
good too. His Rebel pilot or Resistance pilot is really well weathered.
Really?
Yeah.
Weathering's key. That's the thing about Star Wars. The more weathered it is, the more authentic it looks. In the 1970s, it was the first movie to have a used look, and that was the really cool thing about it. It was a used universe. So I definitely try to get my stuff as dirty as possible. Except for this. Except for this. Yeah. This is my Dapper Jedi.
The Dapper Jedi. Well, you two get together. So look at this. Two Jedi Masters. You guys look so Jedi-esque. This is so authentic. It's amazing. Fantastic. So how long did it take you to make your costumes? Both of you guys.
This one probably, we actually did this over about 3 weekends. About 8 hours a day each weekend day. So a little bit of work.
Now, Greg, you sew your own stuff too, right?
Yeah. So I made my tunic, my robe, I made the belt, I painted the lightsaber. This was a 3D print. Yeah, so I did all this, and it's got worn out
Wow.
elbow holes and stuff like that. If you look at the movie, he's got patches on his tunic and
Wow.
What he's not telling you is he matched the stitching exactly to the movie.
Oh, I know he did. Bill says these are not the droids you're looking for. Wow,
One
another.
on the shoulder here.
Wow.
And, you dropped a. Oh, got my shirt.
But you know who's the sharp?
That's a.
And what's funny is for
Yes, Terry, I am going to do. Somebody's asked me if I'm going to do a more traditional Robservations. Yes, because I have some great letters to read. So I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's right. So for the original Star Wars, Obi-Wan's robe was wool blankets sewn together. So mine is wool blanket material sewn together, and there's no hems. It's all fraying and rough. Whereas his is a lot more tailored because it's a different style. Yeah, he's like Tajiku.
Well, he's not living in the jungling wastes of Tatooine, you know.
Crazy old wizard living in the desert.
Yeah.
Somebody just said, Vlad says, say hello from Russia to these awesome guys. You're getting greetings from Russia. Horosho. So there you go. Yeah, so you're on in Russia. Sarajevo, Russia, everything.
Very nice.
Greg does Obi-Wan really well. You look like a Jedi Council member.
Thank you. That's a high compliment.
Yeah, because I guess that would be before, you're kind of before the Republic fell apart.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle there. I wanted to see more old school after the helmet accident.
Uh-oh.
So I wanted to have mine a little bit more original trilogy, but kind of in between there.
Somebody just said, you guys look like you stepped out of the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer, perhaps.
That is the highest compliment you could possibly have.
Bill wants to know if they know any Episode 9 spoilers.
No, but the trailer is awesome.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the trailer?
It blew my mind. I love it. He wasn't convinced
It's okay
it was
if you don't
Palpatine
like
at the
it.
end.
It's okay if you don't like it.
I was a little not 100% impressed. As a teaser, I thought it didn't tease enough.
It's okay to be wrong, right?
I think Vlad from Russia says the trailer sucks.
It's okay to be wrong, Vlad.
And Vesna from Sarajevo, Bosnia, is also here. She's liking the original trilogy outfit that you're representing. So, now do you have other, gotta go back over to you, do you have other costumes?
Yeah.
What, aside from this Rebel Snowtrooper, what's your favorite Star Wars character to portray?
I originally started out in a TIE pilot. I like that a lot.
Right.
I didn't bring that with me, but later on, one of my other new costumes is Admiral Raddus.
Right.
Mari from Rogue One. I'll be wearing that later in a couple hours.
Wow. Now, how long did it take you to do the head?
I actually didn't do the head. I commissioned a guy named Chris Stevens. He's in the UK. Does
Wow.
amazing work.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing work.
I want to see that. How do you breathe in that?
Actually, I put giant computer fans in the head with a rechargeable battery, so it's pretty comfortable. You see out the mouth. I can move around pretty easily.
Wow.
Wireless Bluetooth microphone, so I can talk to people and interact.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like wearing it.
Wow, that's great.
You kind of have to get into character when you wear that. So I wore it to Emerald City Comic Con for my first time, and it was a blast. I was walking around, just telling people to get into the fight and start the rebellion, getting crowds going.
Somebody says that your Raddus is amazing, that they saw it at Emerald City Comic Con.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Now, is it hot? Are you sweating like a pig at the end of the day?
I mean, it's a padded jacket and pants, and anytime you put gloves on, especially latex or silicone, you don't have nowhere for the heat to go. So, you do your best. You put like really thin, like runner's gloves on underneath.
Right.
So that helps you cool down, and I always wear like the balaclava over my head.
No fighting.
And then the fans, like I said, the fans are great. I wore that for about 4.5 hours. That's pretty good for a latex head and hands.
Wow. Tremaine says, hope you have enough water to drink.
Yeah, I thought about actually incorporating, because there's enough space with the neck and everything, a camel bag would be great.
Wow.
Yeah. And it would be very easy to add to the costume because it's very simple.
Now, do you, sir, dress up? Do you have a favorite character if you could dress up?
No, I do not dress up. I've always kind of felt weird about it, but the older I get, the more relaxed I am about it.
Well, if you could dress up as a Star Wars character.
Star Wars.
Come on, Brickley, give me an answer.
Probably Han. Han's cool.
All right, well, you kind of got a hand vest on. It's kind of Han-esque.
That's my travel vest.
It's good, I like it. It looks good. Oh, look! Oh, this is hilarious.
Well, let's take a picture.
Ticks don't like the cold, that's for sure. Wow.
If you take a picture or video.
You're live. You're being broadcast on the internet.
Welcome. Hope you guys are enjoying the Wen-Con. I am the Tick. Come on down and enjoy these amazing exhibits, or else you will face it.
Now, how long have you been cosplaying the Tick? Or no, pardon me, you're not cosplaying. You are the Tick. How long have you been the Tick?
I have been the Tick for about 2 hours.
Mike Bodden says spoon. So what, are you from Wenatchee?
I am. I'm actually an Army recruiter right here in Wenatchee. My real name is Staff Sergeant Monty Brown.
You're a real staff sergeant.
Yes, I am in the Army.
We didn't wear that
Now-
when I was in the Army.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This is the new uniform.
So how long have you been in the service?
I've been in the service for 12 years now.
Wow. Now, were you already a genre fan? Were you already like?
Oh, I love the genre, especially for comic books. Tick was one of my favorite characters, so I figured in my last year here in Wenatchee, I might as well go all out.
Are you career? Are you gonna stay in it for a while?
I've actually signed an in-depth contract in January, so I'm going to be staying in for the full 20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
Now,
Retirement package, the whole 9 yards.
where are you gonna go next?
Next, I will be going to South Korea.
Wow, have you been there?
I've been there twice. This will be my 3rd tour.
I was there last year. I was on the base, the new base, because the new base is all
Well, it depends which one.
the big huge one.
Okay.
I
I
want-
was on Camp Casey. That's where I go. So
Camp-
over by about north of the border. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
Close
this
to
was huge. I mean, it's camp. I want to say, what is it called? Not Camp Edwards. It's something I don't remember. But it was amazing. It was gigantic because they're moving everybody out of Seoul to this base.
right.
So, but it was great. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so you're going back to Seoul, or
Going
back to
Seoul about 5 months from now.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. Am I getting out? Oh, let me get out of the way. Sorry. So go ahead. All right. Well, now here. Hold this now. Well, here we are. Now, what do you think about this? What do you think about my first Robservations? First of all, you introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Brad Brickley.
And you might recognize Brad from some of the live chats on Robservations.
I've had a few mundane questions, but I live in Anacortes with my wife Jennifer.
Why isn't Jennifer here?
She worked last night and didn't want to.
Oh, man.
We both work for the ferries.
Oh, that's right. You're the ferry boat captain.
I am.
First of all, can I just talk about how much I love the ferries? Now, is your Anacortes ferry the same as the ferry that goes to like Bainbridge?
No.
Is it smaller?
Anacortes to Lopez, Shaw, Orcas, Friday Harbor, and then Sydney.
Wow. Now, how big is your ferry?
It's the one I'm on is the Yakima. It's like 300 feet,
300 feet.
100 meters for you international people.
Okay, 100 meters. Now, how did you become a ferry? See, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and we're going to hear it right now. How did you become a ferry boat captain?
I started off in the galley because my dad said they were hard, and I needed a job.
And was your dad a ferry boat captain?
No, Dad was the guy in the car deck who points where the cars go.
Okay.
My uncle was the captain.
Okay.
And so I started off in the galley, and then I got hired on by the state proper. And then after 3 years, I moved up to the AD, which is the next level. And then 3 years after that, I got my mate's license. And then after that, I got my captain's license. And I've been there since 1992.
Wow. Now, Brad, Brad took that picture and said, I'm in Anacortes about, 160, whatever you said.
Yeah.
Brad took that picture that he put up, it was on Twitter?
Yeah,
Twitter.
Twitter,
He put it
yeah.
on Twitter. So this is pretty cool because this is the first person I've met in the flesh since I've been doing the Robservations chats. But what's even cooler is I grew up going on, the ferries here in the Pacific Northwest they're amazing. And I can't even imagine, how many cars does that ferry take?
It's about 140.
140
Depending,
cars.
you know. Like yesterday, you were mentioning, or the other day you mentioned about you went to Camp O'Kyla.
Yeah, on Orcas Island.
So we brought home 400 kids from there yesterday. So they're still doing it all the time.
Wow, YMCA's Camp O'Kyla. I love. They're making announcements, but this is amazing. So, how many days do you work? 5 days a week?
Right now I'm on a shift that's 4 days a week, 4 10-hour days, 4 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Wow. Now, do you have a limit because of
You
fatigue?
can only work 12 hours in a day,
Okay.
according to the Coast Guard. So.
Now, do you ever? First of all, the horns on these ferries are amazing. Do you ever just toot the horn because you want to? Because I love the sound of the ferry.
Well, sometimes you do it.
Because I would all the time.
Sometimes there'll be people down on the pickle forks, which is the front of the ferry where people watch the water, and you might toot them just to kind of watch them jump around. But a lot of times you got to use the horn because pleasure craft cross in front of you, or they get in your way, or you're trying to let them know that, hey, big guy's coming your way.
Right.
You know?
Did you meet your wife on a ferry?
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah, she used to work in the duty free, and she didn't like me at first because I was annoying.
Did you hit on her? at
No,
work?
no, no.
Did you make her workplace hostile, Brad?
No, I didn't. At
Right.
first, because she's 13 years younger than me.
Nicely done.
And so at first, there was, but then a few years later, a guy at work goes, hey, Mark, he goes, Jennifer's single now, you should ask her out. And ever since, I'll give you.
Didn't he say that she should have been? I guess she was duty free.
Yeah. Well, I think she was still duty free. But the date of our first official date was May the 4th, 2001.
Wow, was that the first May the 4th be with you date?
I don't know. Well,
You went out. Your first date was May the 4th be with you. So you had a Star Wars geek date without even knowing it.
Well, I don't recall Star Wars. There was lightsabers, but.
Oh boy! Wow.
Hey kids.
You never know what you're going to learn here on Robservations.
Not the first.
Where'd
date,
you guys
not the
go?
first. We went to the.
What was your first date? Tell us about your first. This is our first Robservations date story right here.
We went to the Swinomish Casino and saw a comedy show.
Oh, who'd you see?
I don't know.
Don't know. Did you win? You play any gamble?
No, I don't really. I don't like to gamble because I could get sucked in.
Okay. Well then, so how long from the time of that May 4th first date in 2001 did you guys get married? How long was your courtship?
5 years.
Well, that's pretty good.
And I actually asked her a year or two before we actually got married. So.
Wait, you asked her a year or two before you got married? It took 2 years?
Well, after that,
You planned the
everything was
wedding.
locked down and stuff.
Right.
So, but then we finally, she got it going and she did a great job. We got married in our backyard. And
That's good.
150 people showed up. And
Nice. So I would have got married on a ferry. So
well,
as soon
people
as
do that.
we now pronounce you man and wife, and I would have pulled that horn.
That'd be cool. You guys could do it. I could.
Oh, you can officiate.
Anybody
You're a
can.
shit-
Anybody can in the state of Washington.
Can officiate?
Yeah.
Are you saying that we should get married on?
I'm
on
not
a,
pushing that button. Oh,
Okay.
no.
But I'm going to hook you up. I mean, if we get married, we got to get married on a ferry.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
You can always, ask for Captain Brad if I'm around.
Do people call you Captain Brad?
They call me, Captain or Brad.
I love the fact that you're a real ship's captain.
I am.
Yes,
I am.
yes, no,
And
that's
it's
true.
not just a small ship either. It's a 300-foot, 140-car carrying ferry.
Yeah, and when I tell people what I do, they go, "Oh, you drive the boat," and I go, "No, that's Sulu. I'm Captain Kirk."
Right? Yes, you are Captain Kirk. But could you drive the boat if you had to?
Oh yeah, I do, because I land the boats usually, or the mate does. So
Do you have a favorite? One of the great things about the ferry docks is they're like these gigantic. The sound when the ferries connect, there's the creaking of the wood. I love all that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a bad landing?
Well, I've had landings that weren't perfect, but not where I hit the dock or anything.
Well, that's good.
Because I want to go through my career without anybody knowing my name.
That's probably best for a ferry boat captain.
Yeah.
Now, when you hear about ferries capsizing like in Europe, they have I can't even imagine what would it take to turn one of those things over. Like you'd have to have a tsunami.
Yeah, it'd have to be bad.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Like we're talking that George Clooney movie, the
Yeah.
fisherman
But
gone.
when the weather gets really rough, the decks get washed pretty good.
Right.
So you just kind of go slow and try to find a course that rides well. And
Now, do you how many miles do you travel in a day on the ferry? Do you know? Because you said 4 islands?
yeah, I think it's like
Right.
19 miles out to Friday Harbor.
Wow, okay.
Not,
Has anyone ever hijacked one of those ferries?
well, not yet.
Not yet. I don't know what you do. They're kind of slow moving.
Well, you wouldn't go for it because they're open-ended, so you'd be
You'd be boarded.
It would be a bad idea.
I don't mean to encourage hijacking any of the Western Washington State ferries either. I like them too much. I wouldn't want to do that. And it's not like you could get it out into the open water.
Well, you could, but you'd have a bad time.
Yeah, it would be bad.
And you'd run out of fuel.
Somebody says Spider-Man has held one together.
Right, Spider-Man did hold one together.
Yeah, he forgot that 3%.
Now let me ask you this. What's something about a Western Washington State ferry people don't know? Do they have like secrets? Are there secret passages?
Well, there's like in the new ferries, they got these stacks that go all the way from the top deck
Great
all the
idea.
way down. That's just for the crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Brad's a ferry captain. Have you been listening to this?
No, I didn't know that.
Brad is he's a Western Washington State ferry captain.
Oh.
He's literally like 150 cars, 300 feet.
Yeah.
Because everyone, if you live in Seattle, everyone loves the ferries. You go on a ferry. Even
That's
when
all they show, like on a football game.
Right. Everyone loves the ferries.
I don't work those.
I just like that a Robservations viewer is a ferry boat captain. A real ship's captain. Right?
Washington thing would be.
I know, right? It's like if there was Washington, like in Portlandia, you could do a Seattle-landia
Well, actually,
episode.
I thought of a TV show.
Oh, pitch it right now. Pitch it right now, right here. This is copywritten by Robservations. Right now, here's the pitch.
It's like Cheers, a comedy called Fairy Tales.
Done. We're making it. We're making it.
And the great thing is, if the guy gets too big and doesn't want to be on the show anymore, you just get a new deckhand.
Oh, fairy tales. Now, is there enough to support a season? Like, do you understand? Like, it's Cheers.
Oh yeah,
Do we have enough stories?
yeah, oh yeah.
Well, there's always new stories because of the passengers.
Yeah, you got new people coming
Like the
on.
Love
Like
Boat.
Love Boat.
It's like Love Boat.
Yes.
And each episode only lasts 30 minutes because that's how long it takes to go from Seattle to Bremerton.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
But then you could also do about town stuff. You know, that's my big TV show.
I love it. Fairy tales. You heard it right here. I mean,
You know, you can have the grizzled old captain and the new guy who's young and stuff. You know.
Brad and Robert Meyer Burnett. Brad Brickley and Robert Meyer Burnett, we are the executive producers of Fairy Tales. We're going to shoot it on the Washington State ferries. We're going to give them, they're going to give us a tax break, and Greg's going to be in it. So here we go. It's going to
You
be
could
the
be
first.
the silent deckhand.
The silent deckhand. Or he could be the artist in residence. He goes every day on the ferry and he just paints and starts building things in the
Because
corner.
you always got
He's going to stay on the ship going back and
you
forth.
always got eccentric people that ride the boats all the time.
Right. You
Could
could
be the weird guy that stays in his car.
Eccentric.
Oh yeah, because you guys let people stay in the car?
Yeah.
People can stay in
People
there.
do all kinds of things in their cars.
Some people never get out. They just sit there because it's like the hassle to go upstairs.
Some people enjoy doing certain things that you wouldn't normally do in a car.
Well, there's that.
I think you just turned Fairy Tales from an 8 o'clock show
No,
to
we
a 10
will be.
o'clock
No,
show.
not a Skinamax show.
I've worked on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. Well, everyone, I think I'm going to bring an end to this live chat here from Wen-Con. It's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is we're just having all new grounds covered here on Robservations. But thanks for having a great friend, an old friend, and a listener, a watcher, a viewer to be here. This is fantastic. So everybody, you should come. Look at how much fun we're having. You know, and what do I say? Every person you meet has a story to tell you haven't heard yet. You just heard Brad's, a real ship's captain and Robservations listener. Who brings you this? And by the way, this broadcast was brought to you, in fact, by Lucky Tiger, for men who want to look good and feel great. And get the CEO, write him at getluckytiger.com and clubluckytiger.com. And thanks for watching. We'll be back soon later with an actual episode of Robservations. So we'll see you guys later.